With that said, I'd like to introduce to you a leader, a true partner, a true ally with women, with transgendered women, with non-binary people in fighting like hell for our reproductive rights. And that is our speaker, Chris Welch.
Thank you, Leader Ramirez. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I say good morning because thank God we live in Illinois. Thank God we have a pro-choice governor. And thank God for these pro-choice champions on my left and my right. These are people that I'm proud to roll up my sleeves and go to work and go to fight for women's reproductive health rights each and every day we go to work in Springfield on behalf of the people. On January 22nd, 1973, our Supreme Court got it right. And let me tell you how impressive that decision was. 5 Republican-nominated justices and 2 Democrat-nominated justices in a 7-2 decision declaring a woman's right to make her own medical decisions deserves the highest level of constitutional protection. 5 Republican-nominated justices and 2 Democrat-nominated justices. The decision didn't fall on party lines. The decision wasn't even close because it was the right decision. Sadly, ever since January 22nd, 1973, this landmark decision has been under constant attack. Today, we're coming to terms with the fact that some of our worst fears are being realized. Yes, it's just a draft opinion that's been leaked, but we know the details are there. It's real. And we've warned you this conservative-packed Supreme Court could very likely overturn Roe versus Wade. We told you it was coming. We hoped this day would never come, but we warned you, and we are here. I've read the articles. I've read that draft decision too many times since it came out last night. Justice Samuel Alito writes, Roe is egregiously wrong, and that it is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. I'd like to let that sink in for a moment. This justice believes a person's deeply personal medical decisions belongs in the hands of politicians. Justice Alito, you are egregiously wrong. Just as Leader Ramirez said, it seems very appropriate this morning that it's dark outside, that it's raining hard. Mother Nature is crying. She's weeping because this is a dark day in history. But it's a perfect example of why we worked so hard in Illinois to ensure that reproductive health care is codified in law. On March 30th of this year, the final day of Women's History Month, we took further action in the House to ensure a person's right to choose would never be at risk in this state. And do you remember that day? Do you remember the Republicans in this state mocked those efforts? They called us out of touch and implied that this wasn't a serious matter that we should have been taking up that day. You remember that? How about it now? Where are the Republicans in the state of Illinois? They are eerily quiet today. Not a tweet, not a text, not a simple statement in support of women. Let me be clear. Illinois is not going back. We will always stand strong for reproductive health and a person's right to choose because it is the right thing to do. States across this nation are banning abortion care before most people even know that they're pregnant. They're eliminating exemptions for rape or incest. Some are introducing legislation to ban abortion care even when the mother's life is at risk. In 2022, these will be very real laws in states across this country. In 2022. What's next? What's next? Well, read Justice Alito's draft opinion. Justice Alito writes, until the latter part of the 20th century, there was no support in American law for a constitutional right to obtain an abortion. Zero. You know what else wasn't supported in American law until the latter part of the 20th century? Marriage equality. The right to marry the person you love. We see the very clear assault on the LGBT community in many Republican-led states today. This draft opinion is not just a threat to pregnant women, it is an attack on fundamental rights to privacy. If the Supreme Court says your personal and private medical decisions should be in the hands of politicians, I hope we learn to vote like our lives depend on it. Because truly, we have the power to change this. Because this conservative packed court has proven that we have to actually be the ones to lead this movement. It's a dark day today, but the sun will shine again. Because we will march. Because we will vote. We will vote at the ballot box. We will vote with our pocketbooks. And I'm saying if you live in one of these Republican-led states that's taken away a woman's right to choose, vote with your pocketbook. Let's make sure they hear us loud and clear. I am proud to introduce a real champion on this issue, a woman who I have proudly learned from and has stood right there with women every step of the way. Please welcome Senator Melinda Bush.